Tuesday means tech, T tech. And once I'm here and you hear that soundtrack, we are going to talk about tech. And today, what about tech are we going to talk about? I'm not asking you, I'm going to tell you. We're talking about what happened last week. A lot of things happen in the tech world every single day. But last week, something happened, and we believe, we have to talk about it because we do for other brands when they do. So today we're talking about everything that was unpacked last week, Wednesday, by Samsung. Yes, if you're probably a tech head or you were, a fan of tech, you've probably been watching the YouTube reviews, the camera comparisons, the new features that Samsung has announced. And today we're lucky. When the other people do, they don't send us people to kind of tell us what the new features are. But yeah, lucky enough, we have Samsung in Ghana. So we just called them and said, hey, guys, Charlie, come and tell us what's new. Because like every year, people have to sell one kidney or the other to buy a new phone. And when they do, and then you bring a new one, very soon people are going to run out of kidneys. And they're going to start looking for other people's kidneys to buy because, that's what phones are worth now. They're very expensive, but they're very functional and very, very feature rich. So, yes, 2023 S23. We have with us Michael from Samsung and Hassan from Samsung and Michael from Geek Squad and Winston from Geek Squad. Hi, guys. Do you not have it turned on your microphones? Hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Yes. So, Winston.
Yes.
You were there. Michael wasn't. Not. See, whenever Michael from Samsung is here, we have to separate them. So, Majestic.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, today, or would you rather I said fortunately? I'm going to have to call you Majete today. Or would you prefer Michael and I call Michael Samsung Mike?
No.
I should call you Mike and call him Michael.
What?
I should call you Mike and I'll call him Michael.
Hang on, I'm doing the maths in my head. Just call him Michael, and then you can call me any of the aliases that we
share. But the listeners, how would they know that? Well, they'll hear you and they'll know this is Jeremy Clarkson's Ghanaian, or Jamestown Jeremy Clarkson speaking. So good to be here, guys. Yes, because last week I wasn't here, but I'm here now. So, Winston, you were there.
Yes, I was.
In summary, how do you feel about last week's Unpacked?
How do I feel? I mean, you know what? Today, let me be a hater. So, as in all things, I mean, it's very difficult to make substantial changes year on year when it comes to smartphone device. Progressively, it's going to get harder. I'm wondering what the S28 is going to be. I'm not going to lie. In the next 5 years, it's going to be very difficult to...
Do you want my prediction?
I have a few predictions.
Okay, so carry on.
But okay, we'll talk about that one. And so it was very interesting that there were some hardware changes. Some unnoticeable, some very noticeable.
Right.
But best thing highlight for me is Hassan actually pointed out a feature that Samsung actually didn't really talk about, but he, the man who knows utility and what people actually would want to do with their phones, told me about this feature, and that's the feature I'm most excited about.
Okay, so we'll give Hassan the opportunity to tell us about that feature. So if you're listening to us and you want to know about the feature Winston is talking about that he's so taken by, and mind you, Winston is not one to be very impressed by anything. Yes, you can tell by the cap he's wearing. He's very, very hardly impressed. So for him to be very impressed by that feature means that it's something worth noting.
I will say that I really hoped, when we were at the show, you're asking what do people want. I wanted to say that I really hope they'll bring dual aperture back. I feel like maybe next year.
For those who don't know what dual aperture is, what is it? Aperture.
That means going to, never mind. Let's move on. Let's move on.
You've thrown the term out there and now you've taken it back.
It's going to take a lot of explanation, and I don't think we have the time.
So people should go and Google.
If you want to.
So basically, word for next week, aperture.
Yes.
You have to find how to explain aperture in simple layman's terms next week.
I mean, aperture is basically
There you go.
No, but you know what? Let's talk about the phones. Let's focus. Let's focus on the phones.
Okay. So, Majestic Majete, aka Michael from Geek Squad.
See,
I'm gonna have to introduce you like that every single time you have to say something.
I'm with it.
So you, as always, are the one to first and quickly grab a Samsung phone or any other brand phone other than what you use whenever it comes here.
Yeah, I have to get hands on because that is what we do.
Good.
We need to know what it feels like. And like, it's a new bill of kit. Let me see what's going on here. Like, is it going to? Will I be using this and suddenly think, you know what? The human body can survive with less than it has. And I'm sure if I wash this phone a little bit in some rubbing alcohol, I could get a decent half price for what I paid for it to get it. But I might be able to raise the funds to buy some of the accessories for this device.
Not even a device.
I mean, look, we live in trying times, so yeah.
This is true.
So I might be able to buy some of the accessories, maybe even a full-size printed colored poster to put alongside the accessories. Yeah. So I need to know that because it's one thing to be told the features. It's
And there's another thing to
now
experience.
get in there. Like, okay, let me feel and let me see what's going on. And I say, yeah, you know what? I'll go talk to my doctor and my accountant and make
And
some
see
things happen.
Which organ you're going to trade?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So, last week, for those who don't know, as with every year, a new smartphone is announced by almost every smartphone brand. Some brands actually don't even wait for a year. And they just release the phones like we're supposed to just dole out our monthly salaries and buy a new phone anytime they release one. But last year, there was an S22 because it was the year 2022, going by the naming scheme Samsung has adopted. And so 2023, they're bringing us the S23, the first smartphone to be announced for the year 2023, the first flagship mobile phone to be announced for the year 2023. And the mistake a lot of people were making was like, when we were talking about this on social media, some people were like, yeah, wait for iPhone 15. No, this is in response to the iPhone 14.
Which is something many people don't seem to understand. It's very, very odd.
It's not, Samsung doesn't release first. They release in response to the Apple. So let's get this straight, okay? The phone that comes out in 2023 from Samsung is actually in response to the phone that ended last year for Apple.
Yeah, because Apple has been releasing phones a little longer than, smartphones a little longer than.
Well, Apple has been releasing only smartphones.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first Samsung Galaxy S was in response to the 3GS.
Yes.
Which was in 2009 thereabouts. Wow. I remember that.
I miss my 3GS. So.
I still have mine.
You do?
I do.
If it gets lost, I don't know where it is.
I have both my 3G and my 3GS. Yes. Jailbroken with Black Rain. Unlocked with Red Snow. Yeah, I do.
Hey.
Now with that out of the way, Michael, Hassan, you guys showed us something epic, as you like to tout it. And it was touted as the most advanced smartphone cameras yet. I played with it on the day, and I took some photos of the influencers that were on the stage, and I still can't get the images out of my mind because it was that good. 200 megapixels. Like, do you know, I can remember how far back, no, it's not that far, it was how just very recent, the last phone was 0.3 megapixels, like VGA. True. And so, like, all of a sudden we are 200 megapixels. That's where we're going to start, because a lot of these people who are going to buy these phones are buying them for the cameras. So, Michael, not Ajite. Why did you jump from 108 to 200 megapixels? You just slapped 92 extra megapixels on this. Why?
Actually, Spiky, 200 megapixel, we are actually not the first to actually have done this one. Mm-hmm. You know that. But we've been working on it for some time now. And I don't know if you've been following, but I think we released the HM3 sensor also, and then there was another sensor we released which could all do 200 megapixels. Mm-hmm. But even this one that we have on the S23 is none of these. It's a new sensor that has actually been developed, for this phone in particular. So
when you say sensor, somebody's probably thinking smoke sensor, rain sensor, wiper sensor, brake sensor. I'm sure the people in automotive sports all just thought, okay, ABS sensor. Or so which sensor are we talking about?
I'm talking about the camera sensor. So you
Right.
know, smartphones, megapixels, all these things are on a sensor, right?
Okay.
So the smartphone camera has a sensor, and on the sensor you have all these pixels lined up on them.
Right.
So 200 megapixels, it means 200 million,
Pixels.
you know, pixels, dot, and these are so tiny you can't even see them. But you know, I guess if you actually want to get more resolution or more detail in your shots, yes, that's the way forward. I remember when S22 Ultra came out, 108 megapixel, and at the time, I think the pixel size was 0.8 microns. You know, and if you want more pixels on the sensor, it means the pixel size will have to reduce, which is what we have now on the S23 Ultra, 0.6 microns, so that you can fit more of these dots things on the sensor. Now, when that also happens, it means that if you're going to take pictures, they are going to be affected because the dots are too small. It can't really absorb a lot of light.
Right.
Exactly. So then you have to introduce certain technologies to actually make the sensors a bit bigger. You do this by grouping sensors together, which is what they call pixel binning, and then they can absorb more light, and that affects the final output of your image. When it comes out, it looks better. But remember, at the Unpacked, you know, taking pictures in daylight is really not a problem for quite a number of smartphone companies. Yes, the main problem is doing it in low light, and that is why this has been our focus for actually some time now, because I think during daylight, no problem.
I mean, if you are using the Yams self with VGA cameras, so they can take good pictures once there's enough light, you can see what you've taken. But to get and I mean, we're living in an era where nightlife is what it is. You know, everybody's snapping in the night, taking pictures, partying, you take pictures, everybody's looking like a ghost. Or you can't even see who was there.
Exactly. I actually remember those times, you know, you take pictures in the night. So, you know, like night pictures were not that great, and everybody will be using flash.
Yeah,
you know,
or you have to stay still.
Exactly.
If you move, no.
You know, the fact that Michael says night is even shocking for me. I remember even at dusk. If after 4 p.m.
you take a picture, no,
it's not great.
Yeah.
Or even when it's about to rain.
Yes.
Yeah. Then the pictures.
Or if it's a cloudy day.
Yeah.
Wow, we've come so far.
Indeed.
We have, you know, and you know, when you even look at professional photography, right? I mean, when you see the setup, you know, with all the lighting and everything, it tells you how important light is to photography, you know, because light is the life to photography, you know. And what smartphones are trying to do today is to make sure that you don't need to carry any, you know, tripod or any special lighting anywhere. Your phone should be able to do that right from your pocket. You know, just pull it open and boom, you know. So I mean, we thought about all this, and in today's era, or in this era, you know, pictures are everything. When we look at all the generations available, I'm talking about the millennials, the Gen Zs, you know,
even the ones before us,
the
Gen X,
boomers,
the boomers,
and
they are taking pictures now, even though.
Facebook ankle. That's what I call those pictures. Facebook ankle.
Yeah, the ones that take the selfies from below and then inside their nose. So, dear people, generation before us, if you want to take a picture, position the phone above. You know, we understand that you are looking at the phone down when you're typing. When you want to take a picture, look at it from above. Those who are watching on Facebook, you see what I'm doing. Take the picture. Unfortunately, inside your nose, dear. We don't want to see that.
So just to complete what I'm trying to say, so this year we focus on the camera, you know, because I mean that's what's happening right now, and we've been at it for some time now, and we want to be the smartphone, you know, company that if anybody should own a Samsung smartphone and you are with groups of, like, you have some friends available, you want to take a picture, everybody should go like, okay, let Michael use his phone to take the picture. And everybody else will go like, can you send me that? You know, so that's why the tagline, you know, can you send me that? Can you send me that? And the whole tagline is share the epic, you know. So that was the focus and everything.
Great. Now, before we continue and delve deeper, there's one concern a lot of people had when they announced the S23. I just explained it that, you know what, they had plenty S22 shells lying there, and they can't let it go to waste. So they took the S22 shell, and then they just put better hardware in it and said, okay, S23. Because a design, a lot of people are complaining that, oh, we were trolling some brand for doing the same shirt meme that even Steve Jobs' own daughter poked fun at her dad's company by sharing that meme. And then we were there, hey. Samsung go do same thing. They brought us S23, bigger eyes. So yeah, I mean, what's different? Because there has to be something different.
Okay, so just to respond to that a bit, I mean, yes, I heard of that situation with the other brand where you could just slap on the previous cover, right? In our case, actually, you can't slap on the previous cover because, like you said, bigger eyes, and that's true. We have increased the protrusion of the lens. Yes, and it is for a reason. The lens has a role to play when it comes to absorbing light, and like Winston spoke about at the beginning, the aperture. It's all connected. So it has to do with how wide the lens can open to allow light into it, to actually affect the image you're trying to have at the end of the day. So yes, we have increased the lens, physically the protrusion, internally too. There have been some changes there as well. And if we should talk also about the Ultra specifically, you would also notice that it has less round edges and more flat surface. So
something I'm excited about, because I've really not been a fan of the whole curved thing, especially when you're using the S Pen and it gets there and it slips.
Good point. So we wanted to enhance productivity,
right?
So yes, we just stretched the flat edges and reduced the curved edges as well. Now, talking about the base model and the plus model, what you would also see is that right now we have all the camera lenses at the back having a unified design. Previously there was a block, for the base and the plus, but now we have a unified design for for all three models actually.
Right. So there's no that patch that they were wearing, the eye patch they were wearing in the last generation. They don't have that anymore.
They don't have that anymore.
With these, there's that differentiating factor. So the S23 and S23 Plus are easily differentiated from the 22 and the 22 Plus. Okay, so now the whole 23 line is uniform.
Exactly.
They all look like they are 23s.
Yes.
I have something to add to this.
Add.
So I've noticed, we've used Samsungs for years. There's something I've noticed about Samsung. If you take into consideration the Note 8 and the Note 9, they looked extremely similar. Almost the same device. But I've realized that anytime Samsung does that, that means that the next device is about to be significantly different. Because the Note 10 was sparsely different from the two. So it's like, this is my excuse. I'm not.
Your
I do in my explanation because I use the devices. I've used it for. It feels like when you are gearing up to take a leap, to take a jump. You normally people bounce on their feet before. I think that's what Samsung is doing. So they want to finesse what they have now. There may be next year 10,000 milliamp hour battery. You understand? I'm just kidding.
And sorry, but just to add to Winston, physically they may look like they're small changes, and I do agree, because that's what it looks like. But really, when you have such a great device with the previous one, S22 series, and you're trying to perfect something, normally the jump or the leap isn't so great if you actually say that the previous one was actually that good. So we're just trying to perfect what we have already. So it's just little changes here and there, and that's the whole theme.
Makes sense. So it's like a facelift.
Yeah.
So it's a facelift.
Hopefully a facelift that doesn't stay as long as other people's facelifts. From 11. Hey,
I beg. Michael has not. Sorry, Majete has not said anything.
Unprovoked,
Yeah, it's very unprovoked. Like, why you shooting at our Jamestown Steve Jobs? So, Hassan, Michael's talked about the hardware, and we all know that hardware is nothing without software. You can have the best camera, but if you are using Symbian OS on that S23 Ultra, you will be taking dot matrix pictures with the phone. So what software is powering this S23? Are we looking at the same Android from years back, or have you guys thrown in some spice?
So it's currently running on the Android 13,
Right.
but with the One UI 5.1.
Okay.
I think we're all familiar with the One UI 5.0.
When you say we all, yes.
Yes, yes.
Not here, yes. -1.
-1.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So yeah.
pardon me.
Yeah, pardon.
So let's start with the One UI 5.0.
Mm.
So the One UI 5.0 was one of like the major updates that came on the Samsung devices. It came with
So it's pretty much the user interface.
User
the One UI
interface.
is a user interface.
Exactly.
So every Android has its own, from
user.
every brand has its own user interface, and
Exactly.
Samsung's skin on top of Android is called One UI.
One UI.
So we're at 5.1 now.
Yeah.
Right.
Now the 5.0 came with major updates like the modes and routine. One of my personal favorites. Another favorite of mine was the maintenance mode, where we have the privacy and security dashboards. There were a few customizations upgrade as well, where it's easier to customize your devices now. And now the One UI 5.1, what this came with was fine tune what the One UI 5.0 already had. So the fine tuning came in the form of like the Bixby Tech Score I spoke about during the Unpack event. I'll touch on it a bit more. Another feature that came was the refinement of the modes and routine. Now each mode comes with a wallpaper, so you know what mode is in. Now let me go back to the Bixby Tech Score. It's actually part of like one of my favorites. You know, like Michael mentioned earlier.
Who is Bixby? Before I continue, you mentioned Bixby. Like, who is Bixby?
Okay, so Bixby is Samsung's voice assistant.
Right.
So let's just say an artificial intelligence assistant.
Okay.
Who you can interact with to command to do certain stuff. You understand? Just like other brands have theirs.
Right.
You understand? Okay. So
You guys have two.
Google
Let-
Assistant.
let me just
and then
make it-
Bixby.
Always better. Double up.
yeah, so something like that. So Bixby Tech Score. Now, Michael mentioned that times are hard right now. So rather than selling specifications, you have to sell benefits, because anybody buying a device actually has to know that I'm buying this, and then there's value for money. You understand?
Right.
Because I can't just up and then just sprung up a huge sum of money just to buy a device that doesn't add value to my life. Do you get me? So like the Bixby Tech Score is the way the feature works is assuming I call you Spiky and then maybe you're on unavailable
Like now.
you understand? What you can do is an option pops up which says Bixby Tech Score. You tap on it, and then what happens now is it sends an automated text message to the person in a voice format. So you've already typed it in a text format, but what Bixby does is translates it into a voice and sends it to the person. Now the person will hear it in a whether lady's voice or a man's voice, because you can actually select which voice you want for Bixby. So, hi, maybe I'm Kobby Spiky and then I'm busy right now. How may I help you? This is Bixby Tech Score. Now the person will talk back to you, and then which will translate back in a text format back to you. You read and then you reply back in a text format, which also translates back into a voice format to the person. So it's just like you typing and Bixby just talking
Speaking
to the
on
person.
your behalf.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like right now I'm on air. Aquaboy is calling me. I know what he wants. So I can just send a message, and then Bixby is going to say what I'm typing to Aquaboy. That Charlie, the number I go send down, man. So Bixby will say that to him.
Exactly.
Wow.
Do that.
Okay, I descend the Okay. So this is actually very interesting. That means especially the big men. Busy people, you're in a meeting, you're constantly getting calls. Sometimes the person thinks you're avoiding them.
Yeah.
Even when and this is one thing I've noticed. When you're getting a call and you reply with a message saying that I'm busy or I'll call back later, people don't read them and they still keep calling.
True.
So this actually, see, bro, it really, really peeves me, because sometimes like now I'm on air, someone's calling me, I'll call you back later. No, They're still calling.
Maybe if I could defend some of them, sometimes.
Is it because you are
No, but I mean, it's so your SIM is supposed to send the message.
Yeah.
But if the mobile network you're using, sometimes messages get sent, but it's not seen by the other party. And until it's delivered at your end, it means the other party hasn't seen it. So
that's why I always put delivery report. So right now I've seen delivered.
Okay.
Still call.
Yeah, but for that one, I cannot defend it.
See, this is phone courtesy. When you call someone once or twice and they don't answer, send them a message telling them why you're calling. Maybe they're in a position where they can't answer.
Yeah.
Also, if the person ends the call, there's a difference. There's one that says the number you've dialed is busy.
Yeah.
That means the person cuts the call intentionally. And there's one that says has not answered.
Yeah.
Then you can try again. But if it says it's busy, send a message. Katsy, please. Those who call 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why? You're blocking other people's chances.
You know what's interesting? So this is the feature that I said is the best thing.
I like it. I want it. I can't get on my AO4E.
It is fantastic because first off, for me, I don't like talking on the phone.
I know.
My phone is on silent, and I've lost it several times because of that. For days.
So you need a smartwatch.
Yes. So yes, I need to do that. There was a time I lost it in the fridge for 3 days. Trust me.
This is such a Winston thing to
Trust
do.
me.
If you've been listening to this show, this is a very Winston moment. He has just Winstoned himself.
Trust me, that was slightly stressful because I couldn't find it was.
So you didn't go open a fridge to drink water?
I did, but it was in a vegetable tray.
Are you kidding me? So your phone was essentially a vegetable.
Yeah, it was just chilling, literally there.
Did it work when you took it out?
Oh yeah, it was perfectly fine.
Because it was chilled.
Yeah.
I think the look on Michael's face.
Yeah, like Michael,
people
you
I have
haven't
to
said
work with.
anything. Wait, please, why are you roping me into this? Say people, the person. There's only one person who would do this.
But,
Winston.
Yeah, but that feature is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
If its utility is, I'm really looking forward to trying it out because just for the sake of utility, even if you're at a concert or you like anywhere, if you are somewhere noisy, because it's text,
Yes.
the person's not going to hear
The noise.
all the noise,
Sure.
and it's like you can actively multitask. See, the next thing that for S24 that they should do with this Bixby text was that once you connect it to your laptop and the call shows up, all of that. Oh, is it already like that?
You just don't want work on the phone because
Like,
you're not connected
so
to the
phone
laptop.
day here, and then when the call comes on my laptop, because I
Well,
know
you can do
it
that on
does
your
that.
Dex.
What?
You can do that with your Dex or your
Yeah.
phone pairing.
So I just like let's not
Let's not
bother
deal with that
ourselves.
right now.
Yeah, don't. And this feature is fantastic.
Yeah, it is fantastic. So regardless, and the thing is, the beauty is when a person answers, they think you are the one about to speak to them, and they would think they're speaking to someone, your assistant.
Hey, yo, that means you have your own.
You have your own
butler.
personal assistant.
Yeah.
You know how big money that is?
But you know what I want to try though?
No.
I want to try calling. This is a joke, guys. It's a joke. I want to try calling a government agency and let Bixby handle that conversation.
So yes, if you're listening to the show, it's Geek Squad. We're talking about the Unpacked. You can send your messages on WhatsApp 055 11 11 997, 055 11 11 997, 055 11 11 997, quadruple 1 997. Yes, send your WhatsApp message. I want to know, have you heard about the S23, S23 Plus, S23 Ultra, and what do you think about them? There were other things that were announced on the day. I want to know how many of you knew. So yes, hit us up on WhatsApp. We're going to go for a quick commercial break. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN everywhere you go. When we come back, we'll be talking some more about the Samsung Unpacked from last week. We'll be right back. And we're back. So if you are experiencing any of the following challenges with your computer, you need to do this. 1. Is your computer running very slow? 2. Are you having difficulty in getting updates leading to problems in typing and editing your documents? Are some of your important files getting missing? Is your computer being attacked by viruses that can cause problems to your computer system? And if your computer Windows system has been crashing, the major problem might be the use of unlicensed or pirated or cracked software. Yes, you heard that. All those softwares you've been using that are unlicensed, pirated, or cracked could be causing these problems. All you need now is JN Network Solutions. JN Network Solutions is a certified Microsoft partner in Ghana who sells genuine Microsoft product licenses such as Windows 10, Windows 11, Office 2016 Professional, Office 2019 Professional, Office 365, and all kinds of Windows Server licenses to corporate and individual clients. Also, we specialize in networking, CCTV camera installations, biometric time attendance systems, and sales of any IT accessory. And we provide support as well. We're located in Darkman Circle Station, opposite the Radiant Filling Station. You can contact us on 027-899-8465 or 024-115-2223. 027-889-8465 or 024-115-2223. Or you can send us an email, sales@jn-networksolution.com. That's sales@jn-networksolution.com. JN Network Solution, your trusted brand in IT solutions. And we're back. Ronald from Nungwa says Winston lost his phone in a refrigerator. He should question his sanity. How? I mean, I would lose my yogurt in the refrigerator, but not my phone. That's how unimportant your phone is.
It's a long story, bro.
Okay, we'll discuss that one off air. But yes, Winston, time to give us the news for this week.
Okay.
Plus last week.
So for this week. Okay, so in this week, in a manner similar to the greatest rap battles, Google has finally dropped its response to OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's called Bard.
Wait, Bard?
Yes, like a
B-A-R-D?
Bard. B-A-R-D.
That's
Yes.
interesting.
Interesting. So Sundar Pichai, CEO of Google, announced the closed beta testing of this experimental conversational AI system, but he says it will go public testing very soon.
We want to test it first.
You
So
did
the
bad.
Pichai.
Next, Google is now going to blur by default any explicit images in its search engine, regardless of whether you have safe search on or not. If you don't know what safe search is and you're a parent, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this can be turned off by anyone who can prove, using my, listen to how I'm saying it, who can prove they are 18-year-old and above.
How are they going to do that?
What did you do when you were younger and you needed to create an email
Changing my
address?
dates of birth.
Exactly. Okay. So now this feature is expected to roll out in the following months. But I have a question. Incognito mode. What's up?
Incognito, DSS incognito. To
So
continue
would them-
incognito.
Would the blur affect incognito?
Yes,
Okay.
but Blair doesn't.
No. So
I mean,
the reason I'm saying this is because for reasons certain people use incognito, right?
which is actually very wrong.
No, for reasons why people use incognito, this feature, that means they have to sign in to prove. You understand?
So, which is why I said it's already wrong.
Okay, so let's continue. So today, Microsoft is having an event for Bing and ChatGPT. There have been rumors of the company featuring certain ChatGPT features in its Bing search engine moving forward. Now, this is the move they believe will boost the use of Bing outside of it being used to search for Google or it's being used to search for Google Chrome. But my question is, has Microsoft asked ChatGPT how to make Microsoft Edge better?
Or Bing.
I think I'll do that tonight.
Yes, ChatGPT. How can Microsoft stop people from downloading Chrome in Edge?
Next is WhatsApp status is receiving 5 new updates.
Which is?
Voice status, which allows you to record your voice and send it in your status. Status reactions, that is basically your friends can use 8 selected emojis to respond.
Isn't that a thing already?
It's been in beta.
So
Not everybody
I
has
am a
it.
beta tester.
Yeah, so status ring, which is this green ring that will show on your contacts who have new status. Link previews, which is very interesting, where the people send you alpha hour. When they send you alpha hour in the status, you can see a preview of what they are talking about. You understand?
So you can
So you see that
pre-delete it.
when anybody sends me a YouTube link after midnight, I know what it is.
And then finally, private audience selection, where you can select who gets to watch your status. And
Is
this
it
point of the
already?
show is when Spiky will start talking about Telegram. Shoot.
They're strangely quiet.
Yeah, because you guys have called me a televangelist for too long.
You call yourself a televangelist.
Allow me to land.
So next, Daddy Elon is free. The
From
jury.
what?
Oh, the jury found Elon Musk not guilty of fraud within 1 hour of deliberation.
Oh, which had to do with him saying. he
Yeah,
was
so the
taking-
court case where he said that he had secured funding to take Tesla private. The people, some investors said he defrauded them because they lost money, and the jury said, "Nah, bro." So that's it. And next, and finally, which is the most interesting piece of news for me, is that climate tech seems to be on the verge of cracking a very huge conundrum the world is
Climate
facing.
tech.
Yes, so
Okay.
tech about climate change.
So
Which is
basically
CO2.
something about my Majite's best friend.
this is
Greta.
good. You guys will be the most excited about it.
Okay.
Which is CO2 emissions. So there's a company called Heirloom based in California.
Mhm.
Now they've developed a method that traps atmospheric CO2, that's carbon dioxide, into concrete during the creation process. Now concrete is one of the largest consumed products in the world. I think apparently it's the second after water.
Wow.
That's wild, bro.
So the motorway is
all your buildings concrete. So because of this, it releases a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere during its creation.
right.
So with this technique, you absorb atmospheric and CO2, use it to make the concrete, and it stays there. It's trapped. It's not going anywhere.
Wow. Captain Pollution
You
has been trapped.
So now this is a project. This project is on
This
a
is a
small
project
scale.
that Michael Majestic would like to fund.
Exactly. So I was like, this project, every petrol head would like buy stocks of.
In fact,
Heirloom.
not us. The car companies
Yeah.
would buy stocks. Yeah.
So that's the news for.
Especially the American cars with their
V8s.
V8s and their diesel engines that are spitting
I mean,
carbon monoxide.
with them, it's be counterproductive because they're not getting so big and heavy. They'll crack the concrete anyway.
And then the CO2 escape. Wow.
So this is the news for this week. We still haven't got the jingle.
Ta-na, ta-na, ta-na-na. Yes. So now that you've done the news, I'm going to do the tech jargon of the week.
Okay.
And it's impressions. We know the word impressions in regular language. What's your impression about the newly announced Samsung Galaxy S23? We use that all the time, but in digital marketing terms, impressions is something totally different in the digital term, in internet terms. So impressions are the number of times an online ad, article, video, or any piece of content shows up to a target audience. So example, anytime you see a content or an ad on social media, it is counted as an impression, whether you engage it or not. So you spied it in impression.
Like I see Kiddy, the Grammys from
Impression.
Samsung Ghana. Wonderful impression.
Impression.
I hope say people will take me go Grammys as well.
No, we want MWC.
That's
Actually,
yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
we just told y'all. I like the way Michael's smiling. It means that he likes the
You be
idea.
like he said you get to go so. I swear.
Michael started to do this. So you guys go talk. We have no long talk. No long talk. Michael, sorry. Majestic. You might not get to go.
I don't mind, but if people go and don't video call me while you are there,
Like you did to us.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. Now we're back. So listeners, if you're tuned in, you have been tuned in. We're talking about what happened last week in the world of tech, which was Samsung announcing 3 new devices, mobile devices, and other devices. I told you I was going to ask you. So if you did watch the Unpacked, send us a WhatsApp message 055 quadruple 1997 055 1111 997 055 1111 What other devices did Samsung announce on Unpacked last week, Wednesday? So let me read a few messages. Sadia says, "Hi geeks, I need your assistance, not related to today's topic. Okay, I need a recommendation for video game for my 4-year-old son, the one that doesn't need a TV connection. Thank you." Switch.
Oh yeah, a Switch, and then they should play. Oh, what's that game with the blocks thingy?
Tetris.
No, not
Ah.
Tetris. No,
Really, Michael?
That's actually a very good game for him. Don't knock it.
no. Everybody's playing that game, right? Minecraft, yes.
But in Minecraft, it means he needs a device.
Yeah,
He's
so I'm
asking
saying she should get the Switch and then
Right,
get the
get
Minecraft
Minecraft.
game
Okay.
for them, because this may sound outlandish, but there are some YouTubers who are now millionaires because they just played Minecraft.
So is it about making a child a millionaire or making
No,
a
but
child-
it actually makes you very intelligent.
that's what she probably.
But
wants.
I'm sure the money
Leave the money side apart, please. I've already crushed somebody's dreams on this thing. I don't want to have to do it again. Right.
So yeah, you can get a Nintendo Switch, or you can just get any tablet and install any apps on any game apps on that.
I mean, I'll still stand by the Minecraft thing. It's the modern day Lego,
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
which is very good for a child's development because it gives, much like Lego.
It's basically the building blocks.
Yeah, you
Of their
have
brain.
a playground and
Mm.
you are at liberty to literally create anything you
Anything
Yeah,
want.
you
people are
want.
creating worlds and that.
People have created computers in
Minecraft. Yes, that actually run.
And run Windows.
Yeah.
Was it XP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
Spiky, the Galaxy Unpacked was just epic. Their hardware assessment of the Ultra, as well as its camera innovations, were just mighty. The laptop and tablet and smartphone workstation also was just crazy. Charlie, Samsung has always had it for me, and I can't wait to grab one of either the S23 or the Ultra. Great job, guys. That's Tom Brown and Tayman. Tom Brown, I like your name. I'm glad there's a new baby in town. Samsung phones are the best. Been using Samsung forever and it feels really good. Nobody will change my mind about it. It's easy to find your way around. The camera is the best. I just love Samsung. Jang Maki, you guys keep it up. Thank you very much. Yeah. Michael, so far I'm becoming majestic. I'm coming to you about your review. CKM Azuma, a Yango driver, says the new technology in the new Samsung is what Yango uses. I'm very conversant with it. It also translates messages into different languages. I've been with Yango since 2019 and this feature makes the job enjoyable. Does M Copper sell this kind of phone on higher purchase? Let me get one and try. Bro, Kobby Spiky Nkrumah, yes, Douglas. Why were you absent from class last week? The thing that was thinning me. In fact, with Samsung phones of late, no comment. They are really leading the world market. Michael, Kobby, and Winston. Valentine's Day, I'm coming. Valentine's Day is coming. Waiting for my Google Pixel 5. Douglas from DC. Douglas, you go talk. Ray J says, how different is the S22 Ultra from the S23 Ultra? Trust me, a lot different. I don't see the need to do an upgrade if one has the S22 Ultra, as it won't be a big jump in features. Kindly educate me.
I think this is a question we should give to
Yes.
you two.
So, Michael, Hassan.
Do you want to do rock paper scissors?
Yes.
For
For who
who?
does? Hassan. Okay, so Hassan starts. Michael.
So earlier on, Michael made mention that there are minute features that were added to the S23 Ultra. So now larger flat area to increase productivity. Because mind you, the S series is now the Note's productivity and then the S series performance joined together. So there's the productivity bit, which means the larger flat area for you to be able to use your S Pen productively, and then there's the performance aspect too that comes from the S series to make the phone super fast.
Right.
So now, we have the floating camera at the back, the protrusion. That talks about the larger lens that allow more light in, as Michael made mention earlier on. So they are it's not that huge of a leap, but then if you're a Samsung user, like he said, you'll be able to tell the difference when you hold the phones together and hands side by side.
Side by side, right. Michael, you have something to add?
Yeah, I mean, you know, these phones, it's not really enough to just talk about them. You actually need to experience it. To be honest, you need to experience it, because until you experience it, you just see it from afar and think,
Oh, it's the same
yeah, it
thing.
looks the same. But when you hold it and you experience it, trust me, you don't like to let it
I
go.
can say same for the Fold 4 and Fold 3. I mean,
Yeah.
when I held a Fold 4, I felt the marginal difference
Yeah.
between the two.
I want to add something to the difference. For me, the most important difference is there are two things. The fact that they are all now using one chip.
Yeah.
So when it comes to software developers, they don't really need to worry.
Let me say
about-
one chip, so they're all using MTN.
Yeah, sorry, they're all using one.
said yeah.
processing chip. Yeah, I was trolling. They're all using one processor chip. They're all using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2.
Yeah.
So that means that if anybody is developing for Samsung or developing on phone, it's easier for them to make any changes. So Snapchats like this, right now that Snapchat and Samsung have partnered, and now Samsung is using one processor, it's going to be the same no matter where you are in the world. It's going to be the same. The second thing, which they just mentioned casually, is that the heat sink, they've doubled the size, and that's extremely important, which means that its ability to stay cool has increased. So if your performance goes higher, your phone heats up faster. But if you've doubled the ability, its cooling rate, you're going to get a lot more performance. So it may physically, as you look, so that will be how it did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, one thing too, the camera was spoken about a lot.
Yeah.
To the extent that they actually gave the phone to Sir Ridley Scott
Wrong.
to shoot a movie with. I mean, the guy's been knighted. That means
Yeah.
he
If
doesn't
you don't know who
play.
he is, if you've watched Alien,
Mhm.
he did that movie. He's done
Yeah.
a lot of great movies.
Alien was a horror movie, so if you don't like horror movies, don't go try. So yeah,
Your man is with.
Michael Ajete.
See, I mean, I've been toying with the phone.
The whole show.
The whole show, you haven't said anything besides when you were called out a couple of times.
Hey, look, this is like you all know that I am the fruit basket holder of the show. So yeah, I've stepped out to my element once again to lay hands on this device, and you know what? It's actually quite interesting. As always, the S Pen feels very, very good. The way they design it, like when you touch it to the phone, to any phone, I've been touching to my iPhone. Of course, it's useless there, but it still feels very good to use. And the guys who are with us in the studio can attest to the fact that ever since I laid hands on this phone, I have not used it with the S Pen.
Yeah.
Obviously, that would be difficult if I was driving or something, but you know what? It still feels good to use. I played a lot with the camera. It's fantastic. Not going to lie.
I saw what was coming, but you controlled yourself.
Yeah,
Well done.
yes. Well done.
Very well done. So are you done?
Not quite. I mean, I've shown what it looks like on. I'll post it to Twitter what it looks like when Spiky is using the camera. But aside that, yeah, the camera feels very good. This phone is pretty snappy. I mean, it is fresh, but you know what? This is no small ultra improvements on the phone that they've released.
Great. So with that review from Michael II, I will go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, we'll wrap up the show. And we're back. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN everywhere you go. So if you're tuned in, we've been talking about the S23, the Unpacked. Yes, and somebody got it right. Last week, Wednesday at the Unpacked, we unpacked the S23, S23 Plus, S23 Ultra, and the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra and 360 and
Bro.
Pro.
I want that.
Me, I want Ultra everything, you know.
Yeah.
Tab S8 Ultra. I've been looking at the price of Tab S8 Ultra and I've been weighing my kidney to see, you know. Yes. So thank you for your messages as well. Someone's asking the name of the game. Is Minecraft. Yeah, so the second one you wrote there, Patrick, Minecraft. Thank you very much for listening. If you missed the show, you can catch it on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on my Online app, on Spotify. Michael from Samsung, you wanted to say something?
Yes. So currently, pre-order is going.
Okay.
Is going on. Sorry. So you can pre-order any of these devices: S23, S23 Plus, S23 Ultra. Make a deposit of 1,000 CDs, and then when
And
the
that's
device is out,
You'll get
you
it.
could just
Great. So we have